What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I am Brian and I'm here today with another one that I honestly cannot wait to get open. You know what they say, one good Azo equipment backpack deserves another. That actually probably is not true, but they do actually say third time is a charm. And I am on an Azo equipment backpack kick, but I'm also on a heritage materials sort of backpack kick, and I love the blend that Azo equipment does between heritage materials and sort of modern contemporary design in a package that really is difficult to be beat. And I bought these two Azo packs kind of at the same time, sight unseen, not knowing anything about the brand. And I was incredibly happy with this sample Red Dawn Camo Degen. And this one in particular has kind of all of the latest features, laptop access from the rear, fully adjustable harness. This other pack that I have in this box, shout out to Frank. Thank you so much for the amazing deal on this. Incredible price, a little bit older. This is a Amhara in a P400 olive waxed canvas, and this is kind of like Azo's bread and butter. This is like classic Azo to my mind. This pack is not one that really caught my attention at first, because when I was looking at Azo packs, I really wanted all of the latest features. I wanted laptop access from the rear. I wanted the fully adjustable harness. I wanted Cobra buckles on the front. But this just became a deal that was too good to pass up. And as you've seen with the Arch packs that I've got, I like to see what a custom builder has to offer and try out their stuff first, so that when I make decisions around a custom pack for myself, I'm well informed about the various kind of decision points to be made, and I can go in a direction that I'm happy with. So this pack is quite different. I mean, you can see it. It's very different from the Degen. The Degen, very modern, you know, Kadura materials, 1000D, 500D. Again, all the latest features, 20 liters. Contrast that to a 28 liter pack in a waxed canvas. Let's jump into it. So, front of this pack, I mean, right off the bat, this material is very soft. I was specifically hoping to find a pack in C4X and just have one that kind of really patinas with a wet wax. But the dry wax, I think, has kind of grown on me after I bought this pack. The idea of it really grew on me. And one thing about Azo is their packs are so unique that, you know, you can look at this pack and you can go to their Instagram account, and there's a good chance you'll find the exact pack on their Instagram account. So in this case, I believe I found it, and they did a really nice photo shoot with it, and they really showed kind of how beautiful this pack can be. So I'm excited to check it out. Again, Frank, huge thank you for getting me this pack, and you're absolutely right. This is definitely the softest material that I've ever felt on a backpack in my possession. We've got fid locks up front. Again, I was hoping for Cobra buckles, but that's just more an aesthetic thing. I think fid locks are actually more usable in the real world. They attach super fast. They're not super heavy or bulky, and so when you detach them, they're not gonna just kind of flop all over the place. This is clever. I actually didn't realize this about the design. I thought that this strap was just gonna fall. So when I detached this, I thought this would just kind of fall to the ground. I didn't realize it's actually tacked in right there. Don't know why I didn't realize that. It makes sense that it would be with the MOLLE underneath, but I do like that quite a bit. We get the cap open. Let's see, around the back, before we open that, we do have a quick access pocket on the rear, and it is protected with an AquaGuard zipper. And this is a huge zipper. I mean, for a quick access pocket, this is the same size as the main zipper on the D-Gen. And if you remember that video, I talked about what a joy these large zippers are to use. This is quite a sizable quick access pocket, but it doesn't go all the way to the front. It ends about right there, but I can fit everything I would want to fit into this quick access pocket. I mean, it's the size of like a small sling. It reminds me kind of the GWA Convertible Deluxe, I think, in terms of how much stuff I could fit in there. So, on the underside of this, we actually have another pocket, and the underside is lined with a nylon pack cloth. Again, Azo does a fantastic job with their builds of just really having cohesive design language throughout the pack. So the color of this being a darker shade, but blending in really well with the olive for the primary material, just makes for a really beautiful pack. And Frank did say he hid some goodies in here, so let's look for them. Okay, maybe they're not actually in here. They're somewhere. There's supposed to be some compression straps in this pack somewhere. Into the main compartment, we've got not exactly a roll top up top, but we do have some expandability to go upwards. That's one of the selling points of this pack. They said this pack is for carrying a lot of stuff, and it's all about compression. So when you want to shrink it down, you know, it has that ability to kind of lower the lid on the front, compress the sides. There's loops here for compression straps. And you can really shrink this pack, but if you need to carry a lot, you can actually grow it effectively using this right here. So we've got a drawstring, and let's get into the main compartment. So we've got kind of a, you know, reminiscent of a clamshell, but a kind of U-shaped panel on the front that opens downward, and quite nice. Again, one of the big things I liked about the D-Gen is just how amazing the access to the main compartment is. And I thought this was going to be a little bit more difficult because it's a much larger bottom, but this material is just so pliable. It's so soft that getting full access to this main compartment is not a problem at all. We've got a really healthy laptop compartment in the back that is foam padded. We've got kind of a larger pocket. It's hard to show here. The laptop compartment kind of ends there, but there's another pocket maybe 2 inches higher. And I thought this is where you would put a frame sheet, but it actually goes all the way to the bottom and it's fully lined. So there's kind of really nice protected storage here. Into the back panel, I do feel a plastic frame sheet, and I actually like the protection a bit better than on the D-Gen because the foam padding actually fills the entire back. So because it's not adjustable, there's no kind of inconsistency in the protection from inside the pack going towards the rear. Overall, this is just stunning. It's really a gorgeous pack. It might not have all the latest features, but it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, it looks like the type of pack that you can enjoy for a lifetime, and it will still continue to look good, and it will still continue to do what it does best. I checked the wrong pocket. I think it's in this pocket. So front pocket on the top, 2 large, pretty healthy pockets, very similar to the D-Gen. And we do have 1, 2, 3, oh, there it is. It's mixed in 4 compression straps and a sternum strap. So I don't know if I'll put the compression straps on now, but I will want the sternum strap for sure. As you know, the other packs that I've tried, third time's a charm. I tried the Evergoods Griffin CPL 24, and I did not like the comfort of that pack in the straps and the backing. I tried the Track Store 25 liter in C4X Plum, and that was missing a sternum strap, so third time's the charm here. I'm really liking everything I see about this pack. It's a bit more straightforward than the D-Gen. It doesn't have, you know, a front pocket with additional organization or PALS panels, but it's just beautiful. It feels smaller than a 28 liter pack. I guess that's what I should try here. Well, a couple things. One, let's see what this guy weighs. And I'll include all the stuff because why not? All right, we're looking at 4 pounds, 2.2 ounces. So a good pound heavier than the D-Gen. Let's actually try to fill this pack out in a similar fashion and see how much more stuff we can get into it. Okay, so for the D-Gen, I loaded in my trusty camera cube. I loaded in an Evergoods Cap 2. And interesting enough, you can see here, it kind of fills up the space via the front access. I think even fuller than on the D-Gen, but the D-Gen again was the whole pack. So once you get the bottom loaded and zip this up, the question then becomes how much more can you stack on top? And I do think there is extra width here too, so that's kind of an important consideration. There is quite a bit more room on the top of this. So if I wanted, I could throw in a Peak Designs tech pouch on top. And that's kind of maxed out the capacity from a height perspective. There is room on the side a little bit. And if I wanted to really go for the full expansion, I could throw a Peak Designs extra small V2 camera cube on top of that. And now that's definitely full. So what happens if I do that and want to close this? I mean, that's probably pushing it a little bit too far. That's a little bit silly, but definitely I can see how this pack can kind of expand and contract. And now I gotta undo the straps on the front if I actually want to get that to close. I don't know if I'm that interested in doing that right at this time, so let's just take this guy back out and see what this looks like if I close that up right there. So this is effectively loaded with the same stuff that I put into the D-Gen, and it's beautiful. It really is a stunning pack. The materials just make me feel like out of all the packs that I own, this is the one that I can keep forever and it's gonna still look fantastic. Because I think the wax canvas material is going to actually get better with time, whereas all of the other fancy fabrics, the X-Packs, the Ultras, they're actually just going to kind of get worse in my opinion. So last thing to really try here, and I guess that is one consideration. I don't know how much of a dust and lint magnet this material is going to be. I guess I'm going to find that out. I also need to learn how to care for dry wax. I did see that Azo says you can basically buy a spray it on and just kind of wipe the bag down. So last thing to do, I think, is to just try this on and see what I think. And shout out to Sean for convincing me to give this pack a second look. I had spoken with Frank about it. I kind of forgot about it. And Sean told me that the harness system on this pack is one of his favorites ever. And he has other Azo packs with an adjustable harness. So that got me thinking, you know, maybe I don't need the adjustment. Maybe this one is gonna be pretty good on its own. We're about to find that out. Okay, for sure I need the sternum strap. I'm gonna hook that up right now. All right, so I got the sternum straps in place, and in doing so, I realized a couple things about this pack. One, it stands on its own incredibly well. No need to even try to balance it. It's just got a nice flat bottom. Now this does look like a ballistic nylon on the bottom, which is fantastic because this is going to be incredibly durable. The straps themselves are super cushiony, super comfortable feeling just in terms of holding it to get the sternum strap on. So I'm excited to give this a shot. And I love that we have a full back panel of kind of airy foam. I've seen different designs from Azo, some that have kind of half circle humps with material in between. I think I prefer this, at least from how it looks. We'll see in terms of the comfort. I am excited to give this a shot, so here goes. Now, one thing I noticed right off the bat, the straps kind of want to float to the side on me, so that's why I felt the need to install the sternum strap immediately. Let's get this kind of centered up, tightened down. That makes a huge difference, so I can kind of pick where I want the straps to fall on my chest. That feels quite comfortable. The pack does feel like it's riding a touch high for where I would prefer it, so that's kind of where the full harness adjustability would give me a lot of flexibility in that regard. That is one of the reasons that I still really feel like my ideal perfect Azo is a blend of these two packs. One that's done in heritage materials. I do think I prefer the overall design language of the Amhara versus the D-Gen, but I like all of the features that the D-Gen has to offer. So now that I've kind of explored these two packs, I feel like I'm well on my way to being comfortable with specifying a custom Azo pack all for myself. But I think I'm going to give both of these packs a fair shake in the real world and see how I like them before I go down that road. Custom packs are a process that's really meant to be enjoyed, in my opinion. So I'm in no rush to get that done. I trust I'll be able to when the time comes, and I will be patient enough to let the process unfold. Overall, I'm liking this. I'm liking it a lot. I think I need to go put some real weight on this, walk it around in the real world, but it's feeling very good at this time. So I think that's all I've got for this one. What do you guys think of these packs? Between the two, which would you choose? Amhara or D-Gen? I think it's interesting, the idea that this is a 20-liter pack, but this is a 28-liter pack just doesn't quite feel like that's the case. I don't know which is big or small. I mean, I guess side by side, this definitely is wider. I think that's probably where they're getting the liters from. But this is a positive thing in my opinion, because I generally would have thought a 28-liter pack would be too large for me. I just wouldn't like the overall size. But this right here feels very comfortable, very manageable, and you can kind of see side by side it's not a whole lot larger in terms of its overall footprint. So I think this is a real winner of a pack. Now, one thing I did notice just in terms of covering all the features is that this does have what appears to be a fully removable hood. It's attached at the rear by a couple, it looks like 3 straps, 2 on the sides, 1 in the middle. And they do say that you can order custom tops and replace them if you want. Now, I don't think it would make any sense to really do that in this particular case, but that is an interesting feature nonetheless. And I really like that this particular Amhara has front panel access. Not all of them do, and if you know me, you know that that is really important to me. The last thing I guess I didn't even check, these water bottle pockets are gigantic, really nice expandability, and interesting in that they actually use the primary material of the pack. A lot of water bottle pockets on packs like these use a different contrasting material. This one is actually pretty cool that it's using the same material and it just kind of blends in. I And I think that's it. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you at the next one soon.